Definitely, and I have noticed too that you guys are not just using, the top-end Lebeda wheels on your high-end skates, but you're also using that as you drop down into the lower price point ones.
Right, yeah, we go down there. I mean, that's kind of one of the things I like to think about. I mean, if I'm going to buy a car, let's say I buy a Ford, or if I want to go offshore, I buy a BMW or something, right? I don't want a Ford tire, because Ford doesn't make tires. They make good cars. Same with Tour. We feel like we make great skates, the best fitting skates, the best performing skates. We don't spend our time making wheels. So we give that to Lebeda, and we contract with them, and we use their wheels because they're on top of their game. So you're not going to find a Tour wheel on a Tour skate. You're going to find a Lebeda wheel on a Tour skate, because we feel like when you're spending your money, you should get the best at every different price point, and we feel Lebeda's the best, and we use their different products all the way down through our line.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's great, knowing what you guys can do good and knowing when someone else is, doing a great job.
Right.
So I mean, that thing. And I believe also that this guy was the first one to have the Addictions on it, right?
Right, yeah, that was the first one to have the Addiction wheel, which is my favorite wheel right now. I mean, I think it's been a great wheel that they've come out with in a long time. So we're very, we've been longtime partners with them, and they keep coming up with the best in the market, and so we keep staying with them, and again, out-speccing our competition at a lower price point is kind of what we try and do. And then kind of, taking that into the, a price point here with our Code Carbon Pro, to me, best bang for the buck on the market. If you're a guy that's maybe not the highest end player, but you want a very good skate, you don't need the high-end components. I mean, what you're going to miss here a little bit is, on our outsoles here on these three models, it's a very rigid outsole. I mean, because that guy at the top of his game wants, every ounce of power from his legs into his wheels to the floor.
Definitely.
Okay, and these outsoles are going to give that to you. That frame here is going to get either one-piece extruded frames on these top three skates. We believe at Tour, the player that's at a mid-price point deserves everything we can give them from the guy at the top price point. I mean, we do have to take some things out, but this skate actually, what I love about this skate is this quarter panel here is true carbon graphite. Okay, this is not a fake material in here that some other guys might do, and it's a real, so what that gives you is a very rigid skate. No other manufacturer, to my knowledge, has carbon and graphite in a huge quarter panel like this, like we do. And what that's going to give the guy at the mid-price point, that mid-level player, is the stiffness he deserves, okay? So when you're pushing off with your skate, you're not going to lose a lot of your power. You might lose a little bit here, but you're not going to lose it in the boot. It's going to be a very comfortable boot, very great performing boot, so dollar for dollar on this mid-price point, this is the best bang for your buck on the market. Things, I like to say is kind of buyer beware. It kind of surprises me, a lot of the consumers out there, you kind of get branded like, oh, I just want to have brand X. Sometimes that's Tour, sometimes that's another brand, okay? But what I want buyers to do is I want them to be smart. If the skate's not fitting, if Tour's skate isn't fitting you well, don't buy it. I want you to be happy, I want you playing the game, okay? I think it will fit you well, but again, it won't fit everybody. So when you're out there, look at the components of this thing. What are you buying? Be a smart consumer. Again, we're using Lebeda wheels. If you like Lebeda wheels, or if you heard about Lebeda wheels, we got them on our skates. Look at the bearings. What ABEC rating's on there? What are you getting out of there? Look at the frames. A lot of, but when you get to, $150 and below and these different things, look at these components, because that's where the other companies are saving money, and we're not trying to save money. We have a very, again, low profile, very thin, very lightweight frame. Even at these lower price points, they're not bent frames. There's a lot of ways to cut costs in some of these things, and we choose not to, because we believe even people buying them at the lower price points, they deserve a good fitting, a good performing skate, and that's what we try and give them. So buyer beware when you're here, when you're down here, look at the fit of the skate. What's the liners feel like? What are your components here? Because we feel if you do that, we're going to win. Because we're trying to put a lot of specs and features, even in a lower price point.
All right, so that was just a quick look at the Tour skates here with Chad, product manager of Tour. Gave us a little advice on them, as well as when you're looking to buy a skate. Once again, my name is Tyson, and this is at inlinewarehouse.com.